Just maybe one question for the one remark about the question. I invite participants. If you have any questions, you can write them in the chat, and maybe at some point we can take questions if people they want to ask the questions directly. But for now, let's just write them in the chat box. And also, I invite you to mute your microphones.
Okay, can you hear us, guys?
Yes, I hear you very well.
Okay.
Yes, we sound
as well.
When the voice is lagging عندي أنا.
Just double checking if you can see us and if you can hear us.
Yes, I can see you. We can also hear you.
Okay, thank you, Abdul. Just double checking if Meg is with us as well.
Yes, I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Okay. So I'm going to introduce ourselves real quick. Rabia Mwannis, as you've received the invitation, is the professional photographer who will be guiding us through the tips and tricks and all the e-commerce photography with your mobile phones. So you can try to use your mobile phone as a device for photography for your platforms. We have Margarita Alam with us as well, who will be starting the first 10 to 15 minutes. She'll be giving us a small brief about e-commerce, the importance of content for your e-commerce platforms or your social media platforms. She will also be giving us some samples, some websites. And throughout these two processes, I'll be also jumping in to give some comments and tips and tricks about the importance of content for your e-commerce and for your digital platforms. If you have any questions, as discussed with Elvira and Abdul Basit, please type them in the chat and we'll make sure to try to answer as much as we can right after we're done. Meg, do you want to start?
Yes, can I share my screen?
Of course.
Okay. So hello, everyone. As Wissam explained, I'm a digital marketer, and I will be just going over the basics for any e-commerce business and highlighting a bit around the content and the visuals and photography to be used when opening an e-commerce business and how to make it successful. So at first, let us look at a few numbers. The digital retail economy growth has increased from 16% in 2019 in 2020, which is huge. And this is because of, definitely it's because of COVID and how the whole thinking of people changed, and they started becoming much more users of e-commerce. So what are the three pillars to make a successful e-commerce business? One is your e-commerce website. So you have to build a great e-commerce website, and I'm gonna be stating some details on how to build a successful e-commerce website. The second pillar, which is as important as the first, which is the digital marketing that anyone can do in order to promote his e-commerce website. The third pillar is search engine optimization, which is the SEO. Just so you know, these three pillars are equally important. And if one pillar is done and the other two are not done, then this can cause a failure when it comes to e-commerce business. First, I'm going to start by talking about the digital marketing. I'm going to leave the part for e-commerce till last. So when we talk about digital marketing, digital marketing for any e-commerce business includes a lot of points. I'm gonna state them quickly, just as an intro for everything related to digital marketing. So first, and one of the most important things in digital marketing is lead magnets. I'm gonna give you an example for lead magnets. This is an e-commerce website. It's one of the most successful retail websites. It's called Carbon 38. So when you open the website and you get this type of pop-up, can we interest you in 15% off? This is called a lead magnet. So a lead magnet, from its name, it's how we collect leads in order to retarget and remarket to them. Number two, social media. So social media is a small part of digital marketing. And when we talk about social media, we talk about content. So content is king when it comes to social media. A lot of things you need to know, but first, and the most important thing is know on which channels you have to promote, because it's wrong not to have a strategy. It's not always Instagram and Facebook. These are not the only two platforms. And sometimes the type of business sometimes cannot be on Instagram, or maybe it cannot be on Facebook. So you have to have a strategy for which channels to use when it comes to social media. And the second thing we have to pay a lot of attention to, it is content and photography. So I'm going to give you an example for fashion, for a fashion e-commerce website, which is Naked Fashion. This is a post used on Instagram to promote a certain outfit. This same outfit, when we open the website to check the outfit, we see a totally different type of content and type of photo shoot. So the model, when it comes to the website, the model is always dressed up. Yani we can't put the clothes without a model. This would be very bad. So there is always a model dressing up. But when it comes to the website, the pictures used are very light. They don't have much elements. It's not a lifestyle photo shoot. But on the opposite, if you look at the social media post, it's very much alive. It's very much fun, and it's something that we do on a daily basis. And it's a lifestyle photo shoot that people maybe. In this photo, we can see someone taking a road trip, and she's just having a photo next to the car. So
can I just give one small comment on the content is king part? Just to add on what Meg is saying, content is king is a very good statement. However, the main thing that we need to pay attention to is what type of content on which platform. And for this is why she mentioned something called strategy. This is why you need to understand your brand, you understand your audience, you need to understand your target clients, and then accordingly you will know which content to use on what platform. A lot of the startups or SMEs try to do one photo shoot and then use the same content for all their digital platforms. It might work sometimes, depending on what your product is or what your service is. But most of the times, the interaction or the engagement that this content will get from one platform to another will differ, because sometimes it's suitable for one platform rather than the other. So this is why we need to understand our audience, our platforms, and which content to use on which platform.
Exactly. For example, Facebook is a very good platform where we can use videos, and videos, they can get a lot of interactions, much more than actual photos. On Instagram, photos get a lot of engagement, but as Wissam said, it's all based on a certain strategy. Sorry. Okay, another thing we need to know about when we talk about digital marketing, it's sales funnels and email marketing. I'm gonna go over it very quickly because this alone can take us hours to talk about. So when we say sales funnel, it's the process of getting a potential client to become an actual buyer. So we go into a lot of phases from top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel. And in order to take a potential customer from the top of the funnel to the bottom of the funnel, there are a lot of techniques and a lot of strategies that we do in order to get more sales and to get more clients. And here also falls email marketing. And by email marketing, I don't mean mass emails. It's totally different. It's personalized and customized emails based on leads that we have already collected from previous efforts. Another metric to look at when we are talking about digital marketing, it's analytics and data. So everything should be based on data. We have to measure everything we do on our when it comes to digital marketing. It's measurable. So please, let's measure it. And let's base all our studies on data and analytics. The last 2 points is audience segmentation, which also Wissam mentioned. We have to know our audience in order to know how to promote to our audience. So audience differs between a business and another, and the audience differs platform and another. Another point is retargeting, which is based on cookies, and remarketing, which is based on lead ads and emails. And the last point is media buying. We cannot promote anything without media buying. Media buying is very essential when it comes to digital marketing. The next thing we're gonna go over quickly is SEO. Also, as SEO is a big topic that we need hours to cover. So I'm just gonna give you the headlines, and this is not only, these points are not the only things that we do for SEO. These are some of the things that we do for SEO, I'm sorry. So keyword optimization of the website, which is very important. Search engine marketing, which is Google ads, Google search ads. And this also falls under media buying, blogs and links, tags.
I'm just going to mention one thing, Mike. Someone is asking what's media buying. So let's just real quick, because not to answer all the questions now, but just to explain what media buying is.
Media buying is the actual, when you actually bid for ads, it's promoting on all platforms. When you do boosting on Facebook, this is called media buying. When you do boosting on Instagram, this is called media buying. When we do any type of ad on any certain platform, it can be online or offline. So this is called media buying. Did I answer the question?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Okay, I'm gonna proceed unless you want me to talk more about SEO, or should I proceed?
No, let's focus more now on the content for today's session, and we'll have to switch later on to technicalities with Rabia.
Okay, so how to build a successful e-commerce website. Number one is UX UI design. Please make sure that your website is designed by a UX UI designer. UX is user experience. UI is user interface. These two are very important for the product roadmap or for the customer journey on your website. How to do this? It's either you go through a professional agency that has UX UI designers, or also you can rely on some website builders like Shopify or WordPress that already have existing UX UI designs. Sitemap, the sitemap of your website is very important. What sections to put, it's very important to know. And how to place your sitemap also is very important. It's also very important for the SEO as well of the website. Copywriting is huge. It also falls under marketing. Please make sure that you have good copies when you build your website. Please make sure that your website is being written by a digital copywriter, by someone who studied not only beautiful copywriting, but copywriting based on marketing and studies. And I'm going to show you examples in a bit. Sorry, I'm تعلق the presentation. Number 4 is product roadmap and customer journey, which we already talked about a bit. By product roadmap and customer journey, we mean when the customer clicks onto your website and enters your website, we have to know the product, the journey that he's taking, and we have to make this journey simple and easy and as simple as possible. Visual content, and this is where I'm gonna talk a little more into details. I'm gonna talk about services versus products. So, what if we don't have? What if we're not selling a product? What if we're selling a service? Services can vary from consultancy online, or maybe now we have doctors consultation on, we have e-commerce selling doctors consultation. We have all types of consultancies. Also, I'm gonna give you an example, which is Masterclass. I'm sure you all know Masterclass. Masterclass sells a service, which is classes. And any university that has an online system, they sell us services, they don't sell actual product. So what type of content and what type of photography should we use when we are selling services? Basically, for example, Masterclass, they introduce the person who is giving the class. So they introduce the person through photography about him and through a very good copy about the background. And most of the times, they use videos. So whenever photography is not able to explain the types of services that you do, please make sure to use videos.
Here, I'm going to jump in just a little bit, Meg. If you see the sample that Meg is giving right now, which is the masterclass, and I know the product very well and the platform very well. All they focus on, although Gordon Ramsay, as you know, one of the most famous chefs, they could have put a picture of his cooking, or a picture of the kitchen, or a picture of one of his favorite or best plates or recipes, but they focused on him. And this is where the content and the photography or videography differ. They focused on what matters in this service and highlighted their PowerPoint. And their PowerPoint is not the food itself, it's who's teaching the food, which is Gordon Ramsay. A lot of services usually focus when giving content to their clients on the service itself. I'm gonna say anything right now, where it is yoga. Somebody gives yoga sessions or meditation sessions, and we focus on the yoga itself, whereas this service might be present and there's a lot of competition around. However, if you have a very good coach who is known for his skills as a yoga instructor, you need to promote him as well in order to promote your service. You need to highlight this, whether through photography, whether through a small video of him giving a class. So that way you can focus more and highlight the service that you give through this person.
It's true. Another point we need to talk about is when we have an e-commerce website, should we use lifestyle images or should we use images on white backgrounds? Well, I would always say it should be a mixture of both. Please make sure that the content on your website is not boring. So please don't always use pictures on white background, especially if you are selling clothes, because this can be very bad. And I'm gonna also give you examples about that. I'm gonna show you some of the best websites, and they always mix and match between lifestyle and pictures on white backgrounds. And another point that we want to talk about is when we are talking about the section of Meet the Team in a website, if we want to introduce the team, what types of photos should we use in order to introduce the team? Well, this also differs based on the type of business that you are in. For example, if you are a creative agency, you can go as creative and as wild as you want. And I'm going to show you an example of this in a minute. But if you are, let's say, if you are a law firm and you want to introduce your team, of course, the pictures should be professional, and it's always best if we don't have a very crowded background behind them. Rhea, no, we are not. Yes, we are on the same slide. We are still talking about the 3 pillars.
Okay, because I thought you were showing pictures.
I did. I'm also showing pictures. Not now, though. Okay, I'm gonna give examples about the visual content in a bit. I'm gonna open a few websites and I'm gonna show you what I mean. Speed is very important when it comes to e-commerce website. If your website is slow, this can actually cause you to lose one or more potential customers. So please make sure that you have a very good, technically a very good website. Privacy and safety in payment methods. Of course, the privacy and the safety when it comes to payments, and the privacy when it comes to sharing personal information about your customers and your users. This also is a very important point to pay attention to. Make sure to always have the terms and conditions written, and to always have a privacy policy on your e-commerce website, and to always have a return or exchange or refund policy as well. The last point is make sure your website is responsive. Responsive doesn't mean that it opens only on mobile. It should be mobile responsive. It should be also responsive on all types of I lost the word. Devices. Thank you. I'm sorry. Okay, so whether it's a mobile or an iPad or a laptop or whatever. So please make sure your websites are highly responsive, and the person responsible for making a responsive website is first and foremost the UX and the UI designer. Okay, now these are some examples of the best e-com websites in the world, in my opinion. I'm going to show you first borrow.com, which is a furniture-based. Can you still see my screen?
Yes.
Sorry, the connection is very slow. I'm gonna turn off the video. Okay, can you see the website?
No, we can not yet. No, we can slides.
Okay, let me fix that.
We can see it.
You can
Yes.
see the website? Okay, so first, this is a lead magnet. They give you a code, you apply it to your cart, and you get a discount. This is called a lead magnet. Now, if you look at the website, first, it has a great copywriting, lazier days, hotter savings, everything is in your face. It's also animated, very slight animations. This website shows a mixture of lifestyle and pictures on white. So if you notice, even the pictures on white background, they have life in them. So they're not only plain pictures. If you see the rug is on white background, but there's a woman sitting on that rug. So there's always life in the pictures. If you see the stable, if you see this closet, I mean, they all have life in them. These are purely product shots, and these are also
احلى شيء كوليك
sorry.
انا ضمنان
Do I continue?
Yeah, please continue.
Okay, you can see the videos also. Please make sure to include videos if needed.
Yeah,
Videos.
this for the videos, for example, this website has beautiful photography when it comes to promoting his products. And as you've seen, he's got lifestyle, he portrays the sofas, but at a certain point, he wanted to show to his clients, if you can stay on, yes, this one, Meg. He wanted to show to his clients how practical and how easy it is for his clients to set it up. And for this, he actually did a 10 to 15 seconds video, as you can see, explaining how they unfolded and set up the sofa that easily. So sometimes it's not only about photography, you need the video to explain certain things that photography cannot explain.
Exactly. And please make sure your videos are short. People
Very
don't
short.
like to watch long videos. So this is another type of shoot, which is pure lifestyle. So you can see the difference here between a lifestyle photo shoot and a photo shoot on white. This is a photo shoot on white, and this is a lifestyle photo shoot. So please make sure that your website includes both types of images. I'm gonna open another website, which is a fashion website that also includes both. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, so ASIS is one of the best websites as well. ASIS, they have the best copywriting ever. This is a call to action. It's a lead magnet. And you can see their type of photography, their photo shoots. Even if the model is standing on a white background, there's always a model wearing the clothes. So this is the difference between mixing a lifestyle. So swimwears, it's a lifestyle shoot. Going out, it's a photo shoot on a white background. And of course, the sitemap and how the homepage is very fun, and it's also neat, and you know exactly where you want to click. So this is an amazing website. The last thing I'm going to show you is the Meet the Team. This is something I love, by the way. So this is a creative agency. In order to introduce their team, this is what they do. So as you can see, it's funny and it's fun, and it's not very serious. On the contrary, it shows creativity. It shows happy people. And I think that you would like to see such people working on your brand if you are looking for a creative agency. So this is an example just to tell you that it's not always right to be professional all the time. On the contrary, it all goes back to your business, to your vision and mission, to your tone of voice, to your communication strategy, and everything that falls under it. Wissam, do you need to add anything here?
Yes. Doing this kind of content does not mean that you're not professional. It means that you're still professional. You're just portraying to people through your content and through these photos who you really are and the vibes that people can feel through your product or your service. So for example, whatever you want people to get introduced to your team through those pictures, but you don't want these pictures to not portray the reality of who they are and what they give as service. And this is why, for example, these people over here, they're trying to be creative because simply the service that they give and them as people are creative. You might see if you're a law firm, for example, or if you're anything with medicine or doctor or medical departments, you will definitely not see this kind of pictures simply because they need to portray the seriousness of the business or how corporate they are.
Okay, So this is basically it. I don't know if you want me to take any questions. I know it was very concise. It's just an introduction to how to have a successful e-commerce business in general. That's it for me.
Elvira, should we leave the questions till the end, or do we allow a couple of questions through text so Meg can answer? So we can move directly to the technicalities with Rabi and showcase some examples on products and services.
Actually, Wissam, we can have a couple of questions.
I'd say let's answer a couple of questions now, just because it's fresh. After Rabi, I think they might forget some questions. So
okay, Rose, I didn't understand your question. How often shall we add pictures with small moves? What do you mean?
هلو انا يلي قصدي مثل ما فرجتينا بالسلايدز مثلا بيكون الباك جراوند فيه موفز يعني elements عم تتحرك
صح.
عارفه ليش قصدي يعني ما بتكون بس الصوره هيك بتحسيها فيها شويه حياه between a picture and a video. قد ايه هون لازم يكونوا يمكن موجودين اكثر بالانستغرام بالفيسبوك او مثلا بالويب سايت اكثر شيء لانه كل شيء بيزيد منه ببطل له معنى مشان هيك عم بسال.
So basically إذا أنت الويب سايت تبعك منه animated وبتحسي إنه السيرفيسز تبعك so نحن بالويب سايت اللي شفناه مثل بورو عندهم سيرفيس عندهم شغله اللي هي انه الفرنتشر تبعهم تتركب بكتير سهوله so they want to show you this and they can't show it to you بس هيك اذا عرضوا لك الايتم so it all goes back to the type of business that you have هلا on Facebook
the type of product or sometimes the product as this is why sometimes you enter a website Rose for example and they have a tent. I'm saying anything, and this tent they build it like when you go to the sports shows, sports shops, and for them, in order to portray how nice and how many additions this tent has, when you go on the website, they usually put 7 different pictures of the same product. And you click on them and then you see that, okay, it has 4 doors, it fits 5 people, it has this and it has a window, etc. So they put 7 photos for you to have the perfect live experience as if you're in front of it. But sometimes they can also have the 360 pictures where you can actually feel it. And on another option, they actually do a small video where you can actually go through and watch all the details of this tent. I'm saying tent, for example. Okay, so this content is, they try as much as possible on these e-commerce platforms to make you live the actual live experience of having the tent in front of you. So this is how you customize your content.
Actually, it's not the type of videos يلي أنا كنت عم بقصده يلي كنت عم بقصده وقت حطوا for example meet the team بتشوفي مثلا شخص وراه الباك جراوند عم يتحرك هول الانيميتد بيكتشرز انا هذا هو اللي قصدي مش السمول فيديوز يلي بيفرجوك كيف تستعمل البرودكت لانه هول كثير عم بيكونوا كاتشي على الانستغرام اكثر شيء هذا هو كان سؤالي قد ايه فريكوينتلي لازم نحطهم ولا بليتو احسن نحط البرودوي مع لايف ستايل وهول بنقطعهم تقطيع هيك قصدي
again روز ما في شيء بالمطلق يعني كل شيء بده study كل شيء بيرجع ل type of business that you have and the vision and the mission so نحن what we do usually is we place a strategy قبل ما نقرر إذا this is right or this is wrong أنا في لك شغلة إنه أنا I love to balance so دايما I balance even in my strategy I don't go all the time على videos أو I don't go all the time على still photos I like to balance but this doesn't mean that if you don't balance then it's wrong this is not the case so again كل شيء بيرجع للستراتيجي اللي بدها تنحط there's nothing بالمطلق okay
سيرين عم تسأل سؤال صغير عن jewelry.
Yes.
And I can, in the jewelry industry, should we add white background pictures and lifestyle pictures for the same product? Also 360 view of the jewelry piece Video is advised to be inserted in the website. The jewelry are very delicate. I'm going to answer this quickly for content, and then Mike can also add to it. Jewelry is very delicate. So whoever is buying jewelry online really needs to experience how this item feels. So usually they take several pictures from different angles of the same product. They also have a 360 view of it. So ideally is to have several pictures of the same product on white background. And the ideal scenario as well is to have it on a model. Whether it's a ring, then we should see it on a hand just to see how big it is, the proportions of it, how big or small, how if it has a diamond or the color of it compared to the skin color. So the ideal scenario is to have it on white, from different angles, and on a hand, a neck model. Now with Rabia, in a few, we're going to portray how to take some pictures.
Yes, so 360 views are very, very important to be used on the website. And I want to tell you something, إنه هلا كمان صار في virtual reality و augmented reality هول كمان عم يستعملوهم صاروا على ويب سايتس مثل furniture ومثل jewelry، لأنه apparently videos and photos are sometimes not enough as well. لحدا يشتري مثلا jewelry من a website. Rhea, is there a web tool we can use to create motion pictures?
It's not a web tool. There are several applications, but there are a few. But we'll probably send you some by email to Elvira, and she can share them with you.
What do you mean by virtual reality? Okay. Nisreen, this is a big topic. So virtual...
Yes, virtual reality. Go ahead, Mike, sorry.
Go ahead, Isabella.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so virtual reality, augmented reality, new technologies. بعتقد IKEA بلشوا يستعملوها بكم بلد، اللي هي let's say if you want to buy a couch، بتفتح الاب تبع IKEA، بتحط التليفون على الكورنر اللي انت او على الحيط اللي انت عبالك تحط فيه الكاوتش and you can actually visualize the couch بقلب صالون عندك. Same goes for shoes. بتحط التليفون على اجرك and you can actually see the shoe كيف بيطلع على اجرك. So this is هلا أعطيتك a very small example how this is used ب e-shops، بس حتى كمان هلا عم يخلقوا الاي-كوميرس ويب سايت عم بيكون an actual shop فيك تفوت تمشي بين الايلز.
I'll give you an example. Valentino now, the big brand Valentino in Dubai and other countries, they have a virtual visit now for their shops. For example, if you go to Valentino Dubai, try to Google it and go. You can actually hold your phone and choose as if you're going through the aisles, and you can walk as if you're walking inside the shop, and then you pick the product and then you see it in 360 degrees, and then you can order it and the size and everything. So this is part of virtual reality, as if you're experiencing the real experience, but through your mobile or your laptop or any other device.
But this is this like, can we do this using Shopify, or it should be like?
This is advanced. It's not about Shopify. It's about the filming and shooting it and composing the whole content.
One of the most
This is not technical on websites.
Okay.
It's one of the most expensive.
Yes, it is. I think this too technical and too advanced.
Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any more questions? Thank you, Rhea. Nothing?
I have one more question.
Yes, go ahead, Nisreen.
Jewelry. I see a lot of my competitors. Some of them, they are really in the high-end jewelry section. So it's the high-end jewelry. But sometimes on Instagram, they post an iPhone video, very quick iPhone video, let's say, of them wearing the jewelry. And
Yes.
sometimes they go for the really professional videos. Should we mix and match those types of photo shoots within the Instagram only, or would it be Instagram and website too?
Website, no. Instagram, yes. I highly recommend, but please keep in mind that you have a certain positioning for your brand. So even if
I think we lost you. We don't. I don't hear you.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
We can't hear Meg. Okay, I think we lost Meg. The point, I'll continue what Meg was saying. The main point of positioning your brand is, even if you film with your iPhone, the iPhone content that you will post on your page still has to portray the positioning of your brand and a certain quality that is not too amateur of low quality, even if you do it. And people do this type of content for people to relate and feel like the brand looks like them. It's more of lifestyle pictures. So if I see a lady at home wearing her, I don't know, shoes, for example, and she's filming that she's very relaxed and this just gives me the feeling of how this product in real life feels like. But the quality of this video has to be of a certain level so that your product or your brand stays in the same positioning.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. I think we have one question, but Jouet Club Liban does not have virtual relay. I don't know about Jouet Club. Okay, I think Meg she got disconnected. Any more questions? Elvira, if no more questions, then we are done with the presentation and we can jump to Rabia giving a small introduction, and then we can jump on set to start giving you some examples of how to take good pictures with your phone for people, for products, and even use the white box to take also some pictures of your products.
Hello, Rabia.
Hello.
Hi, the floor is yours. Everyone, إذا عندكم questions, I know that everyone will have a lot of questions. هنجرب نجاوب عنهم كلهم اليوم. في قصص يمكن يجاوب عنهم ربيع later on بالcoaching sessions كمان إذا لقى إنه هن كتير technical. So don't forget to add your questions على chatting.
أكيد Elvira, but just to note that this session is just an intro, because with the time that we have, we will not have all the time to go into the details. During the coaching sessions, they will have more a one-on-one, customized, precise coaching for their product or their service. So whatever questions they have, they were not answered today or are not answered today, please note them down and ask them during the coaching sessions.
So let's start.
Okay.
Hello everyone. Let me introduce myself. My name is Rabia Mwannes. I studied photography at USAC University, and I spent the last 20 plus years in the field of photography, and I witnessed the transition of the analog photography to the digital photography till nowadays, the smartphone and the smartphone evolution. So I'm not gonna speak too much, but I'm gonna do a few brief, and we'll move directly to practice. But let me, I need to move this one. Let me start by dividing our session or my advices into 4 points. And this is what makes a person professional or experienced versus a hobbyist. So first of all, doing the right planning your shoot, preparing your shoot, spending few minutes before taking your phone and start discovering your product makes the whole difference. And how to plan a photo shoot, how to plan a session, how do we work as a professional. Usually we receive a photo brief from an ad agency telling us more or less everything what Meg already mentioned before. They brief us on their audience target. They brief us on, let's say, the gender, the age, their lifestyle. Maybe they are targeting executives. Maybe they are targeting athletes. So you name it. So knowing your audience, even when you are preparing your shoot, maybe you are in the fashion business and sometimes you sell female product or male product. You have to mention while preparing the shoot, because once you put in front of you the persona of the client, it becomes easier later on to find a suitable idea or concept that you need to find, that you need to come out with. You might be inspired by a major player in your business, or you have all the right to copy and paste, do whatever you want. Platforms are open, everybody is sharing their ideas. You have the right to get inspired and do it your way. So after planning, after putting some ideas, you will, at that point, you have to put a small list. In case you need a location, try to find a location, ask your friend. Sometimes you can search via Airbnb. Go get a small house, take your product and do the shoot there. Maybe an outdoor location. Try to search, find whatever you want. Do a small research on and get some reference shots. Don't, you have to guide, you have to put few directions, because the minute you hold your phone and you start shooting, if you don't have some notes next to you, you won't achieve the desired result.
The point of Rabia, just to highlight point of Rabia, is to be, even if you're filming with your phones and you think you're going to take these pictures and post them on social media or your e-commerce website or whatever it is, it's very important to plan, and it's very important to be prepared. But this is why he mentioned the location, whether it's a house, whether it's a studio.
Maybe you need a model, sorry. Maybe you need a model.
You need to find
call a friend,
model.
ask her service. You might need some props, some decorative items.
Exactly.
Plan it before. Trust me, it will take not more than 5 to 10 minutes per day from you. It's really a fun job to start your day maybe, or to end your day maybe. But put these notes on a small notes. So this way, and plus this is the professional do, the mood board. Like if your product has a pink color, try to find what matches, what goes with the pink color. Don't randomly choose any kind of color أو des trucs gratuits, يعني إنه شو عرفني it goes with this يلا. No, plan. If you know, you should plan.
A mood board, just to explain what a mood board is. A mood board is, I'm going to give an example, and let's talk about jewelry, since someone was talking about jewelry now. And you have 4 rings and 2 necklaces as an item. And 2 of them are pink gold and 2 are yellow gold. And then you have to create some kind between you and yourself, a mood board before you shoot. We need for the rings, a hand for a model. She has to be wearing white because with pink gold, this suits her. I'm gonna take 5 pictures in these angles, some only showing her fingers, some showing her hand with a watch. So this is kind of a mood board with the tone of colors and the vibes that you want to film. So you prepare this ahead of time. So when you go on the shoot, you know exactly what you're filming, you know exactly what you need, and you know exactly the art direction that goes around it. Because at the end of the day, it's not only just taking about the picture, it's about having all the elements around this picture that support it.
Exactly. And the last point, and the most important point, put a small list of shots. Like you need 5 to 6 photos for this product, for this service, to how to describe our service, let's say, how to describe the product in context. We need, let's say, detailed shot, close-up shots, additional, this product has additional competitive advantage or selling point.
Exactly. So here
just mention them, put them on a small paper. So once you're there shooting, you don't either miss, or maybe you face a small problem with the light, with the sun. The risk is high to forget everything. Just write down, prepare yourself, and once you have this small list, once you're ready, trust me, you start to become the professional photographer of your brand. Once you're shooting, you are here to generate revenue. You are not hobbyist anymore. You are here as a professional photographer, and my duty here is to motivate you. Whatever you saw before, trust me, when Amazon started, nobody knew where to go or where to get inspired, what to do. Now, don't let all the data, all the content around you to demotivate you. Get inspired, try, speak your language, try it. And the most important thing that encourage us a lot, you have direct feedback. If you try this style, try the next time a different style, and see the difference between the feedback, the engagement of the people. Did it generate, let's say, the first visual or the second visual? Did it increase your sales or not? And so on. And this way you can optimize your operation.
Can I give, I'm just going to interrupt you to go to the previous point, which is know your product. Some of the notes that you need to put that Rabia mentioned is what are the PowerPoints of your product or your service before you film?
The selling point.
The selling point. What are the selling points? Is it the design? Is it has an added value rather than competitors? Whatever it is. So define what is your selling point and what your product is special about, and then you can film it in a certain way to portray this. You want us to start?
I'll move to the next point, which is the shooting or the image capture. Yeah. But before moving there, let me share the third and the fourth point. The third point is whenever you edit your photo, I call it as a professional, color enhancement or image enhancement. I don't do exaggerated editing. People need to trust your product. If ever they saw a certain blue on your image and they receive a different kind of blue, they will they will ask, and they will exchange our
I'll return the product because it didn't look like the
they will return the product. We will go through the color enhancement later on and how to crop and fine tune. We fine tune the image. We don't exaggerate. We don't change the image. And the fourth point is how to manage our data. Trust me, whenever you find yourself with like 500 image not organized, all the effort you've done will be lost. So renaming your photos, putting them in special folders that represent your categories. Like if ever you have a banner in this category, just open a folder, put the name of the banner and in which landing page, and put the photo directly. This way you don't lose your product. And now let's move to the shooting session.
So we're starting, Rabia, we're starting with on a white background that you guys can have anywhere. and we will film the first some of the corporate images or portraits of people. So we'll have Dima portray this now. So Rabia will also share his screen. So you will see directly his mobile phone. So you'll see the image of how he's actually filming from his mobile phone. So now you're gonna see that we have a source of light. This source of light, because it's a bit late now and we don't have enough light from the outside, we just put any light that should represent any window in your house or in your office. So this is not anything professional.
The image is fine.
Hey.
Or should I turn it?
No, this is good.
Okay.
So this source of light could represent any light that you have at home or at the office.
Okay. We'll start by the key of success in photography is light. You have the latest cameras. You have what we spend a huge amount of money before getting a camera with different lenses to achieve different perspective. And so now you have it on your iPhone or Android phone. So minimum you have 3 lenses. Knowing these lenses will help you later on achieve better result. So usually when we shoot a portrait, we tend to use a telephoto lens. My advice to you, don't zoom, do a digital zoom like you pinch or you zoom. Don't use it because there you start losing the quality. Stick to the lens. The solution for this one, and this is the difference between a hobbyist and a professional photographer. He moves always. He appreciates the distance between him and the subject. The difference between zooming and if you can see the image is now in a very bad condition. It's very noisy. That's what you should never do. You should move. And once you're here, try to turn around the product and try to see the difference. What if I take the shot this way, let's say? Okay, I'm gonna try a different angle. Sorry. Okay.
As we can see, Rabia, we already saw that even the white flash that was on the gold itself is no longer there.
Let me show you one thing. Let me show you. Pay attention to details. If you notice now, because you are not shooting, because you are not busy and stressed with how to think, you can see the problem. But if you were shooting here, you miss a small detail. بنبرم الباندنت لأنه على فيها هيدي في 3 points. Exactly. انتبهتوا؟ كنا عم نصور product and we were missing the details. Imagine finishing the job and later on when we see the final product we notice إنه كان مبروم.
ديما في حدا قال على الكويشنز انه you look sad. She's not sad.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so yesterday we are using this kind of light source, but in your life later on you can count on the sun. You can do magic with the sun. You only need one single accessory, and it's accessible in all the bookshop or libraries. Okay, it's a whiteboard. It's a whiteboard. Okay, you can get it, and thank you. Okay, and this is the magic. Let me show you how we can bounce the light and how we can achieve professional result. If you can see the portrait of Dima. Can you see the shadow here? Can you see the harsh light? Let me show you how we can soften it. No. That's the difficulty. No, exactly. Can you see the difference? Okay, I'm gonna take it out now. See the black? And I'm only achieving that with 2 hands, and that's it. Okay.
This is more to create a good backup light. Well, how do you call it, Rabia?
We can
fill light in order to use
we can control the contrast. It's often now. So let me show you on the jewelry. Let's say the effect. Okay. Can you see the dark? Yeah. Let me show you how I'm gonna light it up. Okay. Let's say. Can you see the difference? Have a look. I'm shooting the camera. If you can take it from the other side, please. Okay. Have a look. And then now I can shoot the image.
Can we see the image, Rabia?
Huh?
Can we see the actual image that you took? Can we take an image before and after the reflector?
Exactly. This is a before one. And this is an after. لا عم توري. Okay. So خليني لكم بعد خلصنا شوي بس we're trying to cover jewelry. Now we're talking or product with the talent.
Can we try to take just to take portrait pictures?
Exactly. Now I'm going to talk with how to in portrait photography, how to direct, how to direct people, how to put them in a good mood. Okay, so actually Dima
now you need to put Dima in a good mood.
Yeah, I'm gonna soften it. Let me show you the difference now without the bouncing reflector. Okay, and now with can you turn a little bit this side? Can you see the difference now? ليكوا كيف عم ببرم، عم جرب برم على انجل مطرح ما لاقي the best angle او the best shot، لانه كل حدا منا عنده البرسبكتيف تبعه. Okay, I'll try this angle, let's say. Can you turn the other side? This. Yes. مش هالقد مش بس راسك لهون. لا خليك عندي هيك. لا شوي اكثر ناتشرال. Less.
So it's always good. What Rabia is trying to do right now is take the perfect cadre or angle for this certain person in order to take a portrait photo. These photos can be used over social media to present your team, or they can be used on the website.
Exactly. هلا I'm trying to find the best angle. أنا even the professional person search for the perfect angle. Yani maybe if I go down a little bit. Wait, okay.
And we're doing all of this with one source of light.
Turn this.
That means this source of light that's present here could be any window in your house or your office.
And that with the bounce light. Okay. Hella, I'm gonna try the up angle. Maybe you need this angle if you are talking about your makeup, let's say. الكاميرا لهون خليكي راسك هيك شوي ايه هلا طلعتي
ربيع
ثانك يو شوف let me explain هلا شوي how to direct the body if ever we are shooting a fashion or fashion items or whatever. Okay. Let me mention technical or few technique while shooting with the smartphone. Whenever you need to focus, you only have to push once. So in this way, you make sure that all your photos are focused. It's not acceptable to post or to share photos blurry and unclear. You will lose all the effort you've already done with these images. Okay, so and the next thing to do is to make sure that we are doing the right exposure. We are putting the right exposure. Okay.
بس there's a question ربيع عم بجاوبها على السريع انت عم تعمل how to direct
the cast the talent.
لا مش the talent how to direct the lighting while shooting هلا sometimes عم نحكي نحن عن one source of light جانيت so technically إذا عندك source of light coming from the window we cannot really direct the source of light. We cannot move the window or move the sun in our direction. So the best thing to do is to move and direct our product. مثل ما هلا ربيع for instance was trying to turn Dima towards the best source of light in order to take the best picture. So the thing is to change your product and your product's placement. This is the best way to do it and not change the source of light if we're talking about a fixed source of light and a natural source of light. Okay.
So إذا انتبهت هلا كنت عم بعمل فريم هو وسام عم يحكي. I was trying to tell you who is shooting us, where Wissam is standing, and Dima. So I used my phone to tell a story. And where are we? So this is the device that will help you always tell a story. If ever you have an interesting story talking about your product, talking about your service, go tell it. Find the right words. Finding the right words mean finding the right content, the right props, how to use it, how to compose our photo, and what not to, or avoid putting additional thing that it might disturb the viewer or the audience from the importance.
But Rabia, let's consider we went over this with Meg, but let's consider now Dima, we're doing a product shot for her outfit.
Exactly.
Okay, now if you're doing it for the website, like Meg mentioned, you would want it to be on a white. And now in two seconds, I'm gonna add one additional product that might completely change the art direction. Can we frame it, Rabia, to see how we can take a traditional picture on white background? And I'm going to add one thing and try to make Dima change the mood of the whole picture and for it to be more Instagramish than for a website. Just simple examples. We're trying to do whatever you guys can do at home. So if you can see, Kamen, we're going to film Rabia right now. Rabia is actually using a tripod. So you can find a lot of these tripods in any mobile shops or any camera shops, just for you to take steady shots. So try to get one because it's very important.
Okay, let me explain to you the difference between shooting a talent standing alone with a clear background versus adding a decorative item, and how we can use different shots. Okay, sorry, Dima. Tourne un peu, مش فاس. Un peu, بس هيك شوي صغير. Okay, I need to see exactly. Let's say هيدا the first shot. Okay, turn the other side. وكمل لهم، ما تحطي ايديك بجيبك، لا بدي اشوف الكم، عم بتخبي الكم، لان في ديتاي تحت. اوكي، هيدا اول شغله. اوكي، خليكم شوي صغيره.
فينا نزيد التشير.
هلا الريفلكتور نزيدها بعد شوي.
اكيد.
بدي بس تقرب الريفلكتور شوي. هلا عم بيكون وسام هون عم بيساعدني، بس ask the friend of your friend. This reminds me of the days we were at the university. This is how we learned photography. We used to go and shoot our project together and to help each other. Later on, whenever you're gonna have a bigger business, you won't have the hassle to do all this. All you have to do is to send a brief, and your team will do the job.
Yeah. حدا عم يسألني بس عن الباك جراوندز. مريم هول الباك جراوندز اللي مثل الابيض بس غير colors, and we use them, we change them because we're in a studio now. But we're talking, if you don't have it, shoot on white backgrounds. If you have these backgrounds, it just depends on what you have as product. For example, we will portray in a bit that Dima with this outfit might look better, or it might look cooler, or a different style on a yellow background or in a green background. We will portray this in a while as well.
Okay.
Rabia's share screen is not working. Can you share screen again? Show me. It's frozen.
هلا.
Still. Can you try to stop sharing and reshare?
Okay.
Okay, 1 second. We're fixing this screen sharing issue with Rabia.
Recording in progress.
I'm back. Okay.
So, Rabia, are you sharing your screen? You're not sharing your screen yet. Share screen. Okay, now you are. Okay.
Okay.
So back to me being your assistant. Yeah.
The first shot, okay, this is John. Okay. The first shot. Okay.
What is the purpose of my reflector now? To add more
to
light
bounce the light. To
Okay.
bounce the light. To decrease the shadow here. Or to lighten up this area. Have a look. خليني أقرب لك إياها شوي. رح شيلها. If you want to see the difference. Is it noticeable?
It is just to break the contrast. يعني
Okay. To soften it up.
Deep.
Exactly. I'm gonna add this chair. Attention. Yeah.
So هون اللي عم نقوله is how to add one element that can break this white background that you only use for the websites or that Meg mentioned. It's adding elements to make it more of lifestyle. So if you're at home and you have a white wall and you have one source of light and you can take a picture of her outfit on the one, we're talking about now outfits, but now we'll continue to products and other stuff real quick. We won't stay this long with everything. So now we added just a chair. I'm just gonna let Dima act as if she's in a lifestyle mode. Dima, just act like you're at home with a chair. You can even use it.
Okay, now you can use it. Wait. The first shot was this one. Let's say 1. This is the first shot.
Okay.
Now we're using a wide angle. Usually we don't use it.
Okay.
That's why I explained at the beginning I prefer to use teleshots.
With digital zoom. Don't have a digital zoom.
If ever I'm gonna start using wide angle, notice the distortion that makes this lens. Notice the head of Dima. Have a look. Can you see the distortion? That's why sometimes it's artistic, but no, I don't recommend using it. So that's why most of the time we use the telephoto lens. Okay, so I'm gonna try to the next shot. Okay, I'm keeping in mind that this item has a small design or a different or un trait de caractère بالكم وبالرقبه تبعه بالقبه تبعه. شوفوا انا كيف راح اخذ I'm gonna direct the photos بطريقه اذا بدك تضلك هيك. برمي شوي راسك نتفه صغيره ما تطلعي فيي. طلعي بالسورس اوف لايت. source of light اوكي 1 2 I'm gonna shoot the first shot. تعرفوا شغله عم فكر شغله I'm gonna go back a little bit. Maybe later on I'm gonna need to zoom. I'm gonna need to frame it later on or crop it later on. بخلي عندي إذا بدكم back up angle. برجع بقدم لقدام. ليكو وين رح روح؟ أنا هلا طالب مني أو أنا حاطط إنه بدي أحط en relief التري دو كاركتير تبع let's say هالتوب اللي هي هيدي القبة. أوكي وتاني نقطة نحن عم نحكي عن ديتاي. رح اخذ شوي هيدا. ليكو شو طلع معي بهيدا الكادر. الكم من تحت كيف هو ومن بعدها برجع بروح تخبر عن الزرار كيف هني. دونك انا كل اللي قلته خبرتكم قصه الايتم انه كيف عم بعمل تيلي شوبينج. هيك بلشت يقعد يحط الايتم ويبلش يخبر ويحكي. اليوم ما بقى في وقت. اليوم معكم ما بعرف 5 ثواني 6 ثواني يفوت يشوف الكونسيومر البرودكت وصلت الفكره حبه بيروح على الكول اوف اكشن. So that's it. خلصنا هدول الثلاثه ايتم.
So this is what I mentioned before about knowing what are the qualities of your product and what is the selling point of your product. And for example, this shirt, الكمام أو القبة or whatever it is, that's why he highlighted them.
Okay. The next item is a furniture. Okay, and I'm gonna use the same chair. D'accord? So
We're still using one source of light, Rabia, so just everyone knows. نحن ما في شيء عم يصير تدوية, or this is not a setup studio. It's just one source of light.
Exactly. I'm considering my source of light is your window or wherever an entry point of the light, the natural light you have at home, or your office, or
Dana, if I'm تسألنا what about services, Dana, can you type what kind of service you are talking about, because we will portray this as well. بس إذا بدنا شو السيرفيس تبعك كمان, we might do a sample if we can.
Okay, let me explain to you. I have a chair. Okay, هلا أنا بالworst angle تبع الشير. إذا بتطلعوا بكون عم كذب شو عم بقول للكليان. عم بقول له انه انا عندي كرسي لها 3 اجرين. هو رح يفكر انفنشن ورح يجيكم كومنتس انه هيدي and at this point you will receive plenty of requests about adding or sending more photo. Is it real? This is a chair with three legs, and at the end of the day you've already done a mistake.
And this chair is actually of 4 legs, and they receive a chair with 4 legs.
With 4 legs. Pay attention to that, okay? So whenever you are describing your product, try to read the description through your photos, okay? Hala, in this photo, we have 2 colors. We have the brown or the wood color, and the color, the red, the wine or brown one up, okay, up. Do you have any idea what is the material? Is it wood? Is it steel? Is it resin? Whatever. It's good to know. So I'm gonna move forward and try to discover the product.
Can we snap a couple of pictures? Like later on, if we portray the pictures.
Exactly.
We can demonstrate what we took.
So this is the first shot, and this is not to do shot. Okay. So, hala. The next thing I'm telling about my product is the transparency. Can you see the white? I can see through the product. Okay.
So this is another, you mean this is another selling point that I need to show in my pictures?
Definitely. Yes. Okay, and how to show that the product is a plastic product, not a wood. I'm gonna try to turn around and ask the sun, ask the light source, would you send me some reflection? In this way, I can identify the item. I'm trying to have a look. I'm trying to move the item with my hand. Sorry. Okay. I stop.
You can share again, it's okay.
Recording in.
Okay, yeah, we're back. Okay, again, I'm trying to move the object and the camera to find the good angle that shows this is a plastic material. So I think this one is good. can see the perspective. Okay. Maybe this one also.
So as you can see, Rabia is trying to use the product and move it as much as possible in order to take the nice shot and the perfect shot for the product. So nothing should be static, especially when the source of light is static and you don't have enough equipment. You have to try to move your product or the person you're filming in order to get the perfect shot.
Now it's obvious the mistake here. And يعني قصدت أعملها. If you notice, the chair is not clean at all. So, and this is one of the main points whenever you start shooting a product, make sure that every detail, the product is clean. ما في miss or bad production or défaut بالproduct. Choose the best product whenever you are shooting or choosing the product. Okay, بعدني عم ببرم، بعدني عم جرب لاقي good angle. ما وقفت محلي. I'm trying, I'm moving, عم ببرمه مع الإكليراج. لأنه maybe I'm gonna find an angle أنا ماني شايفه before and it might turn to be interesting for my consumer. عم تشوفوا شو عم جرب أعمل. عم جرب أبرم. And this is by a trial and error process to find the best angle. Move. ما توقفوا. جربوا دايما برموا مع الايتم. هلا عم نحكي عن الايتم، عن الفurniture، عم بحكي 3D object. It should يعني I should show that this is a 3D item.
The point of taking these kind of pictures is to make the people feel the live feeling of having this chair in front of them. At the end of the day, you're selling on e-commerce, on our digital platforms. The only way to sell is by making people like this product or feel how it really feels in real life. So those pictures are supposed to portray the best feeling of real life products.
Exactly. I'm trying to find an angle like is a from the back, like it might مثلا give the feeling for the consumer. Maybe he will feel like he want to sit on this chair. See, Anna, I try to imagine no, he might think this way. I'll try this angle. It might turn to be a very bad angle.
Rabia, can we also portray someone sitting on the chair? We can get Dima without showing her face, just showing someone sitting on the chair to see how.
Can you bring your bag, please?
Yeah, of course.
Please.
So, did we take the picture of portraying the plastic material?
Yes, and I showed the product need to be clean. وسام شو الوقت أخذنا عليه؟
لا بعد عنا around 30 minutes. But in those 30 minutes, just to explain to you, بعتقد دانا سألت على services. I will go through the services part quickly. We're going to portray this. For example, yoga, we can try to do a sample with Dima. But for yoga especially, or this kind of things, you will need also pictures that portray your space and the Zen vibes. You need to show these vibes. So another thing we're going to show in those 30 minutes is how to use the box in order to film some of your products and some of your items. We're going to even take pictures of olive oil or olive bottles.
And put it this way. من هون لا بالعكس سري تشوف لك. اوكي منطقي خليكي لقطي هيك وبين نزلي ايدك شوي صغيره. اوكي هلا بدي اخذ horizontal برام الكادر عندكم؟
Yes, it flips. But you could do this. It's okay. You can understand the point.
Okay. Have a look, guys. نزلي الساق. بعد let's see.
So here we're demonstrating the same chair, but with in real life action. For example, there's a woman sitting on there. So people can relate how big the chair is, the difference in colors.
لا تيجي كبي على الارض، خليه ينزل منه اغراض. ما بعرف شو في اغراض، ما فيني افضح. anyway whatever خليه مسكر بس كبيه هيك على الارض كبيه هيك خليه يجي هيك على الارض انه خلص ايه كان صحيح لا اوكي ما حلوين جربت قصص بينوا معي هلا ما كنت مقررهم قبل I can try them ما زبطوا معلش فينا نشيل الساك بنجرب بلا ساك بلا ساك بالماء تبعتوا شو جربت لكم دائما بنعمل هيدا الشيء بنكون احنا whenever we are shooting we notice like maybe we can use this item this ingredient in the photo we add it we try it later on we can skip it we can cancel we can delete the photos but you should dare to try okay this shot one let's say one okay change your position not this side okay simple it's good okay bad not this side the chair is this direction واحدة اوكي قد هيك لقدام and that's it ايه وقربت لقدام هيك and go that's it good لا علي راسك بس بتشوف شعرك okay now I have 2-3 angles later on I can easily choose one of them they might turn to be successful and maybe I won't use them but dare to try don't select now later on you do the selection later on you delete the photos try to push your creativity and this is the best workout try to don't make laugh of your ideas just try now je dois tourner ارجع ببرم الامر طيب برم عندهم
فيك
لكن
yes
is it better this one
yes do you want us to try products in the software in the box now
let me explain the concept of the box
okay now but just to give you a small brief some of the products need this box that I think all the advisors and everyone will actually get used to, introduced to. And during our coaching sessions, we will also have it for certain products. We will demonstrate some of the products now, like
let me explain
elements or even olive oil or something. Now Rabia will explain how to use this light in the softbox.
Let me explain to you with the oil bottle. Why we need a box. The difference between shooting the product on a white background with the source of light and enter in the white box. Have a look. Can you see? It's a small product. Okay. Can you have the bouncing reflector or to bounce the light? Can you see the exactly please I tried to fix as much as I can approach ليكو الهايلايت كيف عم بيضوي بس برميها من عندي تعال ايه ده سكت ايه approach okay this is the maximum I can get from all the entourage it's not controllable at all the best way to have a controllable area for small items is this box. One second, let me get the tripod. One second. So can you see the difference between, actually we're gonna take some shots and see the difference. I have a problem right now. The item is very, we should level up the item. And this is the angle we need to put or to donner. I'm trying to find the word, okay? L'angle de prise de vue, بس the viewpoint angle.
Point of view angle.
Point of view, exactly. The point of view. Exactly.
We cannot see your screen anymore. Okay, we'll fix that. Okay, go ahead, review.
Okay. If you notice, I'm using the official application of the phone. I'm not using any other special application. Have a look.
It's still sharing. Someone is asking, are there light boxes in human size?
Yes, yes, yes.
There are light boxes in human size, and usually
for
those
a huge amount of production.
Hey, but
like,
but these usually to replicate a light box for a human size, usually people go for studios because this
a huge amount.
Yes, yes,
huge traffic in Zalando, Amazon. They have special
yes,
setup for
but
this.
I'm saying someone who wants this effect, they can also do it at a studio. But as Rabia is saying, it costs $80,000 for this human size.
The whole system, extremely expensive
box.
We're back.
We're back. Let me know. You're still wait. Where is Zoom? Okay, open Zoom. Okay. You're on.
So we're back.
Okay, so while not sharing a screen, the only thing that Rabia did is actually put a box under the white background here, the white thing, just to make the actual bottle higher.
Have a look. I added this box just to
lift the product up,
to lift the bottle. Okay. I'm trying to find the best angle for the bottle that shows it from up, and I think we have it.
Okay.
Okay.
The only difference, can you explain about the 2D and 3D effect in the box for the product? That means how we turn it, the one that you explained to me last time.
Okay. Hala, with the bottle, especially this bottle, we can, if you shoot this, the first shot like this.
So it really depends. What I'm trying to explain here and what Rabia is doing is trying to have not a 2D picture once in the box, because his first picture, I'm gonna show you guys a bit. This is the first picture he took. This could also be a 2D graphics picture. We can just get the product rendered picture.
Graphic.
Whereas once he turned it a bit on the side, it feels more 3D and more real.
Exactly. So I might decrease it a little bit. What if? So have a look. I can have the first shot straight. Okay, let me fix the focus. Make sure my shot is focused well, and then I'll turn it a little. Now you have a complete description of the shape of this bottle. You can feel that this is a square bottle. Okay, let's try with the tomato sauce. Let me bring the tomato sauce 1 second. Actually, I chose 2 different colors to try to later on while editing explain how not to push our editing and stay into color enhancement, because in these 2 scenarios people are buying a red sauce. Okay, this is the first shot. Maybe I can go a bit down. See, we'll try to center the product. Small details that make the whole difference. عرفتوا عم شوف the distance between here and this edge and the distance between here. I'm trying to center the product. Holy, these details, you will notice them at the final stage. Et c'est déjà trop tard. And this is the second photo. You might need to add some details, whatever. Maybe you need the description later on.
Rabia, can we put the candles as well inside?
Definitely. Once I finish, I'm gonna.
We will also use the box for products that are not food related.
So I'm done. I can add more photos. I can open the jar. I can take a small spoon, take out the product, show the product, the color of the product. Hala, I'm gonna use a different material, a product with reflection. And this is a product with reflection. The same apply with the jewelry. The jewelry photography is based on the reflection, the light that reach the product and then come back to us. This is a safe environment to take jewelry photography, let's say. I'm gonna close it a little bit to make sure I have all the highlights. Okay, and I'm gonna shoot. Is it enough, or guys, should I add the candle?
Can we try to add the candle, see what we can get inside?
So definitely I should add the candle. I should tell the story, the real story. Don't forget, it's not, we don't have to let the imagination of the client to decide what I need.
ربيع ربع عم تسأل 2 times اللي قلت لك عنها 2 times. It's not digital zoom.
It's not. This is the telephoto.
This is the telephoto.
This is a telephoto.
So this is not digital zoom. This is the telephoto that he was talking about.
Have a look. I can go for 10 times with this iPhone.
This is a digital zoom, and
this is a digital zoom. And
so 2 times on is the telephoto.
Have a look how noisy. Incontrôlable.
Also, Hala, is it better to have shadows for such items, tomato paste or medication boxes, Rabia?
Shadows for sauce? And
so
what?
For the tomato paste and the medication boxes. There's no need for the shadows and such.
There is no need for shadow. Let me tell you one thing. The red sauce, it will... It looks delicious, okay? Imagine you have a tomato sauce dark. Would you feel like
it's not appealing?
It's not appealing at all.
So when you talk about these kind of stuff, and especially when you film in boxes like these, you will not get shadows, because these boxes are made for you not to get shadows. They're perfectly lit from the inside with white reflection.
In this case,
can we turn on the candle, Kaman? Can we turn on the candle?
Definitely.
Would it work?
Turn on inside, no.
Okay.
Just a question. I'm gonna turn it on outside.
Okay.
In the real life scenario.
Okay.
In the case of this candle, they came in 2 pieces. Okay. Can I have the second candle, please?
Sure.
Should I show only one, or is this the product, or the 2 of them are the product? Make sure that you display both of them, because the client is paying the amount of money for both of them, not one of them. Okay. So we're done with these shots here. We'll create a different scenario, a lifestyle scenario outside. Okay. I'll take one more shot to showcase the product. I'll try to find another angle. Maybe I can come up with nice angle. I'll give it a shot. Do you think this photo describes very well the item? For the first time, no, fake, for the first impression? Definitely no. Can you see the detail here? It's a mess. Try to separate them. Think this way. Okay. I'm جارب أنا أبرم حده تحت. Okay, and we're done. The difference between shooting in a safe environment with these items and shooting in a very experienced way, let me show you. In this scenario, have a look. I'm using the dark area to showcase more the shape of the product.
So that's putting it facing the light.
I'm using the light to showcase more the product.
Okay.
Have a look. فينا اخذ الريفلكتور شوي؟
أكيد.
Have a look. I'm trying to turn around to find the perfect angle for this geometry. And it's not easy. يعني to demonstrate the real shape. Okay, I think this one is good. I'll try this one also. Try to turn around. Trying to find a nice angle that showcase the product. It might help me later on. Okay, I'm done with this. Now it's a candle. I need to light it up in a real life scenario. So let's try to use it on a black background. I prefer here on this background.
What, the candle?
The candle.
Okay.
Okay.
So here we're trying to demonstrate how you can use the space that you're in order to take pictures.
Light it. Light it. Someone, yes. We see it, okay. Okay. Is it enough or should I switch off the light? I prefer to switch off the light. Can we switch off few lights, please?
So what Rabia is trying to say that sometimes you might need to play with even the sources of light you have in the surrounding
To
you're
pay
in or the
attention
space
to
you're
the
in.
subject you are shooting. I'm trying as well to find the perfect angle to shoot my product. Later on, I'm gonna crop my item to the black. I'm gonna stick to the black. Maybe I won't need the sofa later on. You still have a good photo. It's still broadcasting, Wissam?
Yes.
Sit on the partition. Okay, done. But actually, I did a huge mistake. This product come in 2 items. We should bring the second one. Have you noticed? I'm trying to do these mistakes to show you that these are the small details that professional photographer make sure not to do them again.
في حدا عم يسأل the table is not clean. The table is metal وهي مشحة هيك. So if you have a table and you think it's not clean, try to clean the table as well, because you will.
You're fully right. بس تعرفي شغلة أنت you saw them because you're not shooting. You're just watching. And this is a mistake. Everyone do it because they are so busy while fixing the photo, trying to find the angle. Thank you for it.
Yeah, it's always good to focus on all the elements around the product.
Decrease the
you
exposure.
Don't want,
have you noticed? If I let my phone control the exposure,
so it's very.
See the difference.
Can you explain this now that we have this source of light, Rabia? On your iPhones or any mobile phone, once you tap on the screen, you get the iPhone to focus on the source of light from where you tap and focus on this. So, for example, here Rabia
the exposure
is putting the exposure, lowering the exposure, so it won't be overexposed, which means too much light.
And
that will make
it makes the whole difference.
That will make the element itself not show too many details.
Okay, this is the shot. I'll try to do one more shot. It might be interesting, it might not. So have a look. I'll turn. فينا نطفي شوي هذا
everything يعني
ايه لا switch them off switched فيك تيجي شوي وسام جيب الباونسينج الريفلكتور فيكو شو عم جرب اعمل. Can we use the shadow to darken the sofa.
Oh, to darken the sofa.
ايه جيبها بدك تحطها هون سكر شوي عليه. As if ايه exactly. تبعتوا شو عملت؟ هيدي this is. Can we take it out? Take the bond.
But they did not actually see Bob فيك تفرجيهم بس شو عملنا الفرق. انه بس استعملنا الريفلكتور to cut the light عن الباك جراوند حتى ما ياخذ هو الهايلايت، يكون الهايلايت تبعنا او الفوكس هو على البرودكت. لانه لما اشيل هاي صرت مضويه الكنبيه اكثر. هيك I cut off the light from the background.
I'm trying to darken the background. Perfect. That's it.
Okay.
This is an in context image of the product compared to the white background. You need both of them.
Okay, Rabia,
Okay.
can we move to something else? A lot of people are asking about the services.
The services.
This is something that is bit tricky. في حدا سأل إنه هن عندهم they do yoga. For these kind of services, it really also depends on what you do as a service and the space that you do them in. A lot of our clients do yoga or do sports. And when we film them, we try to film them in their own spaces because their own spaces and their coaches or them as instructors represent the service that they do. So we really need to see the space, we really need to see the coaches in action, and we really need to see them portraying the service in an image. So هلا هون in just a couple of minutes, Dima tried to set up somehow. You're not sharing your screen anymore. Share your screen again. Trying to portray somehow of a service. I don't know who asked, but I'm trying to remember. Someone asked about yoga. We'll try to portray with Dima now. Dima, we'll try to portray a service and how we can try. We're not good at yoga, but we'll try, for example. This is the setup that Dima tried to create now. Yes, you're back into action, Rabia. Can we try to portray how Dima can be doing this service?
Definitely.
But again, I say we're in a studio. We don't have the vibes of a yoga place. You need the vibes to be related to your service.
What are we trying to sell or to describe here? The yoga coach, the yoga position, or should we move to a video? What best suits the business?
Definitely doing short videos from the coach and sessions, or him alone giving some 10 to 15 seconds videos will definitely portray your service in a much nicer way. So at the same time, we can take pictures of the coach. Can you try taking some pictures and some angles, Rabia, of this person? Because at the end of the day, this person is representing the service.
Actually, this is not a yoga position.
أنا بعتقد next time تشوفي ديما بدك تعلميها yoga.
Exactly. Hopefully next time we meet together, we can work more on your services and the solution you provide. Okay.
We can also take close-ups over here of her face because they might be portrayed.
I'm not ready to take. I'm not an expert in yoga. Exactly. So I don't know what sell.
Hey, this is why we need the coach.
This is the importance when I said I should be ready. I'm not ready to take yoga shots. So, and exactly when I go
there's a question, Rabia, in the jewelry industry, should a white background picture and lifestyle picture for the same product?
Definitely, yes.
Yes, we answered this before. 360 view of the jewelry piece. Yes, we answered this before.
Let me be frank about it. Especially in the jewelry business, the people are not paying small amount of money. So if you are ready to sell, let's say, a ring for $4,000, you should explain more. You should spend more money trying to
portray your product.
You're not here selling a small item for a few bucks.
Okay. So I think we can portray the services as well.
Okay, that's it. Why I'm not doing more photos? Why am I lost right now? And I'm doing this on purpose.
With the yoga,
ready.
with the yoga, you
With
mean?
the yoga. I'm
Yeah.
not ready. I haven't planned for it.
Okay.
So this is to show you that
we need to prepare.
We need to prepare.
And you know,
I'm
you need to know what the
completely lost.
selling point of the.
Should I take it from here? Should I take it from here? Is she joking, or are we portraying really the yoga service? Have a look. She's not an expert. She's trying to sell yoga. The yoga service, sorry. Okay? Even if we use this nice decoration, but you can notice. D'accord? And with the yoga, I prefer to use the sunlight outdoor and a nice background, nature.
Exactly. So to me, seeing yoga, I definitely, to answer that, I definitely don't see it being filmed and shot in a studio. I'd rather see it outdoors with the sun, greenery.
Can we switch off all the lights?
Yes, sure.
And keep one, please. And especially this one. Let me show you. I can be creative in this shot.
We're not going to take much longer. Just to sum it up, Rabia, we're not going to take much longer. This yoga sample will be the last sample. And then if you have any questions, we will answer them on the question in the chat box. And if you have more questions, you can write them down and we can answer them during the coaching sessions with me and Rabia.
I'm trying to find out a nice angle, shadow, to work on the mood of the image. But is it enough? Definitely no. I need someone to represent the service. Maybe he might be the star of the service, or maybe it might be a school or a center that have different coach or whatever. Done. For the next time, for our sessions.
It's going to be more customized for the sessions according to
I need you to prepare a small planning, please.
So Elvira,
details.
Can we just to sum it all up?
I'm going to
switch it off.
Wissam, actually, we will start on Saturday, this Saturday, with 2 groups. And later on, we will have additional sessions, 2 per week. So,
what my point is, for the next sessions, we try to portray me and Rabia today in less than an hour and a half, some tips and tricks on how to take your pictures. But during our coaching sessions, we will be more detailed with each service, because we will have certain services with us, and I need the people who are coming for the coaching sessions to get whatever material they have with them that might help us in teaching them how to take pictures of their products. For example, jewelry, get your stands, clothing, please get some out of your outfits. If you have a mannequin, please get it with you. Services, if you do any type of handcraft or something, please, whatever you do with you, we can create a setup at the studio and give you examples of what you do. So it will be very customized according to each service. Write your questions, please. As Rabia said, and before the coaching sessions, write a small plan. What are the selling points of your products? How do you need to sell them? Who is your target audience? And
you will go through it, and
we will
go through it
them
together. Let me share my experience with you. We'll fix whatever should be done over your plan, and just do it. Just do it, please. It's the turning point of your successful business. If I can ask you, who is ready? Who has post or images ready for the next 5 days?
Please get them along with you.
Do you think? Are you ready? Who is ready? You are doing this the last minute because it's been like 2-3 days. You haven't shared anything. You're overloaded with work.
So the point of Rabia is get prepared. Bring anything that you think will help us, help you guys during the coaching sessions.
Any questions?
If I can just maybe, we have an online survey just about the session. It takes 1 minute. I'm going to launch it now. so that you
Amazing.
can 3 questions about the webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, Abdul Basit. Sounds great.
It will be great.
Okay. Has this activity? Okay. Do you want us to answer it right now?
The participants, if they can, the participants.
I mean the participants.
They can just, it takes 4 questions, just like it takes like 30 seconds. If they, if you can answer now, thank you.
And I think if yeah. Rose,